The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 11 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, offering Buick GMC, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Hyundai, Kia, and Nissan, and the resale division, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Penfield, Fairport, Canandaigua, Ontario, and Palmyra, and online at visionauto.com. Hello everyone, thanks for joining us. This is the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time we take a comprehensive look at sports in Section 5 in Monroe County, and we begin with our weekly Honor Roll of high school teams. Brought to you by Cellino and Barnes. The Honor Roll of high school teams is brought to you by Cellino and Barnes.
If you've been hit head-on, T-boned, or rear-ended, don't wait, call 8.
Injured? Don't wait, call 8.
Here's our Honor Roll of high school teams at number 3 this week. We have the Batavia Blue Devils boys basketball team, 6-0 out of the gate. Malachi Chanot scored 18 and rebounded 7 against Hilton. Batavia is the top team in Class A2 right now by a wide margin over HFL and UPrep. At number 2, the East High boys basketball team. Basketball at the downtown institution. They're the Eagles now, 5-0 after a win over early college. Zion Morrison scored 19 points. And at number 1, the Fairport boys basketball team. The Red Raiders were victorious in their showdown with Greece Athena, and it wasn't even close. 82-69 the final, after Fairport had led by as many as 20. Matthew Keenan with a career-high 31 points. Which brings us to our Cariglio's Pizza Team of the Week. The Cariglio's Pizza Team of the Week is brought to you by our friends at Cariglio's Pizza. With 5 convenient locations throughout Rochester, Cariglio's Pizza, a proud supporter of high school athletics. We go to McQuaid, where the Knights are trying to live up to their basketball tradition, behind a young game changer.
Starting at forward, 8'6", 7" freshman, wearing number 33,
Isaiah Stewart is a name you'll be hearing a lot over the next several years. He is a 6'7", 215-pound, wait for it, freshman at McQuaid. He's just 14 years old and a potential game changer.
A lot of people compare me to other great players that came from Rochester and said I can be the next one.
Well, Isaiah's a super talent, and the best thing about Isaiah is he wants to work, he wants to get better, and he understands that there's a ton of good players out there, and for him to play at a high level, he's got to put in a ton of work and keep getting better. So his mentality and his just kind of demeanor as a young kid is really the most impressive thing.
Stewart is generating the kind of buzz that Thomas Bryant provided at Bishop Kearney a couple years back. Bryant is now at Indiana University. Stewart's father was born in Jamaica. Isaiah embraces his roots.
It's great because, if you've never heard of the Jamaican basketball player, Patrick Ewing, that's probably my favorite basketball player of all time. And, for him to be from Jamaica, my dad's Jamaican, and, just made me want to play basketball.
Expectations are high at McQuaid, where basketball has a rich heritage. But the Knights haven't so much as won a sectional title since 2003, when Coach Jack Leisure was a junior starting guard, alongside Mr. New York basketball Tyler Ralph. That team won a championship in the second of back-to-back state title game appearances.
There's so many good teams out there. I mean, even the team I was on was number 2 in the nation, and we're down 7 with 3 minutes left in the state final. So to win a state final, to get that far and to be that kind of team takes a lot of experience. It takes a lot of work outside of the season, inside the season, and these guys are certainly capable of that.
Leisure is a direct link to McQuaid's glory days under Coach Joe Marchese, under whom the Knights won 306 games over 20 seasons, 8 sectional, and 3 state titles.
Well, Coach did a great job of motivating, I think. I think what he did was he made everyone buy into to something that they believed was bigger than themselves, and it was always about the team. You know, he never let anybody believe that, you know, anything going on with them personally was more important than the unit. So, you know, no matter what great players we had or you know, what things were going on with the team, everybody knew that team was the most important thing, and we sacrificed ourselves for you know, for the greater good of the team.
Stewart scored a career-high 22 points in a win over Franklin, making modest gains so far. McQuaid is 3-3. When we return, the Cropman clan in Penfield takes center stage, and Kim Burnson has our Wegmans Making the Grade nominee. When the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. This is the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Our honor roll of high school athletes is brought to you by Injury Free Coalition for Kids. Driving's a lot like the game of baseball. It's the one who gets home safely that counts. Please remember to always wear your seatbelt and to focus only on driving when behind the wheel of a car. This message courtesy of the Allstate Foundation and Injury Free Coalition for Kids Smart Teen Driving Program. Here is our honor roll of high school athletes for the week just passed. Cameron Grotman at number 3. She's with the Hilton girls basketball team. The cadets scoring machine got 22 in a 61-59 win over Irondequoit. Hilton is 6-1. Number 2, UPrep's Jonathan Williams. He scored 32 points with 11 rebounds in a win over Pittsford Sutherland. UPrep is 5-3. And in the number 1 slot, Mariana Freeman, Bishop Kearny girls basketball class of 2021. Mariana scored 24 points for the Lady Kings in a win over Geneva, and yes, she is just a 7th grader. Kearny's 5-1. And now World Gym Rochester and World Gym Greece present our Athlete of the Week. World Gym Rochester and World Gym Greece are proud supporters of high school athletics. Memberships start as low as $1 down and $10 a month. For more details, go to worldgymrochester.com and worldgymgreece.com. The Cropman clan is 9 members strong, just counting immediate family. And they're doing a lot of leaning on each other these days. Family is at the heart of the holiday season, and the Cropmans of Penfield have plenty to be thankful for. Scott Cropman and wife Stephanie have 7 children, 5 of them boys, all of them wrestle. Parker and Cooper Cropman are on the Penfield High School varsity team, and both are undefeated. Scott has a front row seat, an assistant coach with the team. That's particularly important these days.
Being able to watch my kids and grow in the sport and coach, and you know, it's just an exciting thing to do. It's what I love, and it's what kept me going.
Because 3 years ago, life for the Cropman family changed.
Basically, it's a mass that started in my stomach, a neuroendocrine tumor that metastasized. So it's in every bone from my hip to my jaws. So because it's metastasized, they're not going to remove the mass, and they basically just look to keep it in check for as long as they possibly can, and I just keep battling.
How long have you been fighting this thing?
It was 3 years in November since I was diagnosed.
I felt really bad at first, and then, you know, it just kind of hit me, like, staying up every night just thinking about it, like, what could happen. But I can't let it affect me if he's not going to let it affect him. So that's how I feel about it.
I told everyone just take care of my wife, don't worry about me. And actually, I was diagnosed on a Friday. That Saturday, we all got in the car and went to a wrestling tournament.
Parker wrestles on, with his father serving as his primary inspiration. Cropman is a returning all-Greater Rochester wrestler, 4th in states last year, unbeaten this, and coming off a tough victory in the county championships at 145 pounds, where he beat Webster's Alex Salvaggio to go 16-0, with his dad by his side.
I know that I wrestle and like that's tough, but it's just like every time I'm in a tough practice, we're doing conditioning, or I'm in a tough match, I just think, well, all right, this is just a wrestling match. It doesn't really affect me. My dad's battling cancer, so if he can just do that and have it not affect him and just be happy every day, then I mean, I can't really complain, and I just got to push through it. Like, I'm going to get through it, so.
Has it made you a better wrestler, do you think?
I think it has, because, like, I just work harder now, because when I get tired or I feel bad or I don't feel like practicing that day, maybe I'm just sick, like, I just know that it's not as bad as what he's going through, so if I can't push through it, then I'm just not doing my job.
You know, Parker said that you're his inspiration and stuff. What's it mean to you when you hear something like that?
It means that well, hopefully I've done my job as a dad and, you know, set him on the right path.
Your 2015 Motorcycle Champion, number 25 pounds, from Mansfield, Parker Strockman.
Parker Cooper and Max Kropman all won Hunter Holiday tournament titles, and all three are undefeated. Scott soldiers on. Kim has our Wegmans Make of the Grade honoree next, and then it is out to Brockport for indoor track and field when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Welcome back, and thanks for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for Making the Grade, brought to you by Wegmans. Wegmans is a proud supporter of Making the Grade, which highlights the accomplishments of Section 5 student athletes on and off the playing field. Our Making the Grade honoree this week is Deanna Tinch, a junior at Churchville Chili High School. Deanna has been an athlete since a young age. She's a pitcher for her high school's softball team, and thanks to her dad, has excelled at golf since age 7. Deanna is a first-team All-County athlete and 2-time All-Greater Rochester member. She's also qualified for sectionals the past 3 years in a row. Outside of sports, Deanna is going on her 3rd consecutive season, not on the field, but in the classroom. She's a team member of the Math League, where she competes with other high schools in math and problem solving throughout the school year. Her outstanding grades have also earned her a spot with the National Junior Honor Society at Churchville. Deanna's work ethic extends beyond the classroom as well. She's a regular volunteer with the American Heart Association and helps promote events like the Heart Walk in her community. She's also very involved with the Ronald McDonald House, where she spends many of her volunteer hours helping support families going through tough times. Due to her accomplishments in school and in her community, this week, Deanna Tinch of Churchville is making the grade. If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. You can send them in to info@classywolf.com. Now here's Bill with the Sylvan Learning Section 5 calendar.
Our Section 5 calendar is brought to you by Sylvan Learning, delivering results in reading, math, writing, study skills, SAT and ACT prep, and more. 4 area locations. Call 385-9480. Here's what's happening this week on our Sylvan Learning Section 5 calendar. We start with the best girls basketball game of the week. Pittsford Mendon plays at Brighton. 12-3 combined these teams are so far. Tuesday at 7:45. Boys basketball on Friday features a couple of nice matchups. Rush Henrietta plays at Penfield at 7:45. Greece Arcadia makes the trip west to Batavia to take on the unbeaten Blue Devils. Both those games start at 7:45. Friday night hockey, 6-1-1 Hilton plays at 5-2 Victor, Thomas Creek Arena at 7:30. Friday afternoon bowling, the top 2 boys teams in the Monroe County League go head-to-head at Clover Lanes. It's Webster Thomas and Rush Henrietta. Those all start at 3:45. That's our Sylvan Learning Section 5 calendar for the week ahead. It's a large indoor track meet in Brockport with some surprising results in our Dunkin' Donuts All Sports High School Game of the Week when the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat continues. Sign Impressions is more than just signs. It's a total graphics company. Embroidery, screen printing, team apparel, t-shirts, jackets, hats, and of course banners and signs. Visit signimpressions.com. Call us at 723-0420 to order your team or corporate apparel. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. This is the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat, and I'm Bill Pucko. It is time now for our Dunkin' Donuts All Sport High School Game of the Week. Introducing Dunkin's new sweet black pepper bacon sandwich. with double the slices of caramelized crispy pepper bacon. It is the bacon experience you've been waiting for. Bacon up! America runs on Dunkin'. They pack college field houses on a weekly basis in what amounts to the first half of a two-season sport. Indoor track. Here's Dave Yates.
For hundreds of athletes throughout Section 5, a large portion of their weekends this time of year are spent in college field houses, competing with each other in a sport that involves more kids than any other, indoor track.
We're continuing to grow. Even schools that we've had, their numbers in some cases have tripled this year. We have, and it's kind of open to everyone. We have schools that have 175 athletes, and we have schools that have one.
Another reason it's so popular is that the schools themselves can get a lot of bang for their buck.
It's very cost effective for the schools. I mean, and I'm not trying to throw stones at any other sport, but really what we're charging the schools and what they're getting out of it, the opportunities, we're a great bargain.
Even though there are hundreds of athletes here competing, some of the best in our area are not here. Some of the top athletes, including Sammy Watson from Upstate Henrietta, are in a competition in New York City, but that just gives other people an opportunity to shine. One of those stepping into the spotlight was Watson's teammate, Lexi Peters, who used a last lap kick to come from back in the pack and claim the 1,000-meter run.
I usually just like to follow what the pack does and just kick at the end. Usually if I feel comfortable, I'm just gonna go, give it all I got.
Lexi didn't have as great of a cross-country season. I think she expected a lot more from herself. She still was a very good athlete. She's very talented. But coming into indoor, she's really stepped it up, and she's competing really well.
Wow.
That is the only word you can use to describe the finish in the first heat of the 800-meter relay. Waylon Cohocton's Madison Lewis turned in an amazing performance in the anchor leg to chase down the leader and win the heat.
I definitely thought I wasn't going to catch the girl. I mean, I knew I was going to get the one over here, but when I was going, I thought I had no chance. And I saw in the back stretch I was starting to close on her, so I was like, I'm feeling confident about myself in the sprint right now. So I just went for it and gave as much as I got on the last stretch, and I was able to do it.
I was absolutely blown away with her performance, and I mean, you see her coming around the first bend and you see her catching, and then on that backstretch she just blew them out of the water. So I think it comes from hard training, but also just an intrinsic drive from her. So absolutely phenomenal performance by Madison, absolutely.
The other members of the Waco team, equally impressed.
That was a crazy distance to make up, but she did it, and yeah, I'm very excited.
I thought for sure that she wouldn't catch him because she was so far ahead, right until over there. I'm like, holy cow, it was amazing.
It takes a certain type of individual to do a relay, and she definitely fits the mold. So I like to say it's coaching, but also a phenomenal athlete and just a good kid to coach.
Despite that memorable performance, it wasn't enough to win the event. Instead, it was a team from Merced running in the second heat that took the overall win. For the Vision High School Sports Beat, I'm Dave Yates.
We would like to thank our Sports Beat sponsors,
especially the 11 dealerships in the Vision Automotive Group. They make the Sports Beat possible.
As do you. Thanks once again for watching, and we'll see you next week with the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat.